Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Ben!
Ben Affleck.
I could have said Matthew McConaughey, Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, they all freaking out.
You could have.
Hindsight is 2020.
I mean, darn. Were you guys hungry?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, you
Yes.
are. You worked up an appetite playing that. It's brain power.
Oh, yeah. What you need for that.
Exactly. Well, and this is full of iron, by the way. So this is very good for you. I am making my grandmother's lentil soup, which has then become my mother's lentil soup. And she used to make this for us all through the winter. I grew up in Virginia, and we have really cold winters there. Lots of snow. Not quite as much as you did in Michigan, but we had a lot of snow. So it was always lovely coming home and smelling. Like, as soon as you walked through the door, you knew that my mom was making lentil soup. It's really simple. It's super good for you. Because of the iron, it's really good for your eyes. So if you are ocularly challenged, like I am.
Wow.
Is that what we call it now?
Do you know what that word means? Ocularly? Ocular? If you're ocularly challenged like me, this is something that's really good for you.
So did
as
they
well.
lent you the recipe?
Oh, wow.
Did they what?
Lentils.
Didn't they lent you the recipe? No.
Thank you. That deserves
No, that was a
If you-
good one.
If you have to explain it, it's not.
Right. My mother lentiled me the recipe. So it's really simple. All you need is onions, celery, carrots, olive oil, obviously black lentils or green lentils, some vegetable stock. You don't even have to have vegetable stock if you don't want to, because the onion, it's very, see, that's what I was going to say. It's very umami. Here's the key to it. You put in one stock pot the onions, the celery, and the carrots with the olive oil and some salt. And what you want to do is caramelize the vegetables. That's what ends up making it so hearty, because you think there's no meat in that. How could it be hearty and filling? But it truly is. So you get that going and you caramelize it. Then you're going to add some garlic. You don't want to put the garlic in too soon. About two small cloves of garlic is fine. You don't want to put it in too early, because you don't want the garlic to toast. You know, you want to keep it kind of, you don't want it to burn. Then tomato paste, because you do want the tomato paste to toast, actually. So you put this in here while you're sautéing.
Tomato paste?
Well, it kind of gets toasty. So you want to put it with the vegetables and kind of mix it in. In the meantime, you're going to boil your lentils. What my grandmother used to do, and this is a little tip and trick for you guys at home, because sometimes lentil soup can be really heavy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like afterwards you feel kind of, ooh. It's because there's so much iron in it. So if you double boil the lentils, and also the first time you boil them, the water gets really, really dark and black. She would drain that water and boil them again, because it kind of lightens it. It makes it a little lighter. So that's a little tip if you feel like
But
lentil
it's such a
soup is
cold
too.
weather kind of thing. You know?
It really is.
It even feels good now just to kind of hold the bowl as we're eating it. Like, it's so nice and warm.
holding a bowl. There's
Yeah.
something nice about it.
That
Does
smells
this
so
freeze
nice.
up nicely, this soup?
Absolutely. You could freeze it for probably a month or so, maybe more. You could
Did you guys have a
absolutely
lot of like soup remedies up in Canada when you were, growing up there? Like, I'm sure you probably had like 72 different kinds of soups up there.
Well,
That smells so good.
just more like chicken noodle. We
Really?
we didn't get into adventurous stuff, but this is one I definitely add to the mix. I mean,
No
this is
moose
So
soup?
healthy. No moose. Moose and beaver. Just a
Right, no
fantastic-
moose and beaver soup.
Maple syrup, little bacon.
Some pine tree. It's great.
Debbie,
you're
is,
gonna drop
is
in
the
some
double
oregano?
boil also the key to having them be like that, like a little crunch? I don't know what the right word is. They're like firm, so they're not mushy. You know,
Yes,
sometimes
exactly.
lentils-
You don't want them to be too mushy.
How do
because
you
if
do
they're
that? Because this is amazing.
Well, you
Like
have to
little-
boil it to the, like 30 minutes is plenty. You know what I mean? Any more than that, it starts to get too mushy.
Yeah.
So you have to be
So the-
careful when you reheat it.
Does a lentil have protein in it?
It does. It's full of iron and protein. It's so good for you. It's a bean. You know what I
that's
mean?
what I was
Beans
thinking.
are full
Because
of
I was thinking
protein.
you could add other proteins to it if you wanted to.
Yeah, you
Like,
could. You
like-
could. I think probably with lentil soup, the thing you see most commonly is sausage. People usually don't put any chicken or anything in it, but we always just had it vegetarian. And this was also a meal that my mom, my grandmother would make when we're fasting, because for the Greek holidays, for Easter, for Christmas, we would fast. And when you fast, you can't have any animal products, so you pretty much become vegan. So this is a vegan soup. So after you caramelize this, I dropped in some bay leaves. With the lentils, you're then going to add, before you add the lentils back in here, you're going to add crushed tomatoes, okay, from a can. You can just crush the tomatoes. I mean, get them out of the can. You don't have to use fresh tomatoes. This is absolutely fine. You keep this going. Again, this is what makes it really hearty, is that tomato. What else did I not drop in? Oh, you want to put one red hot pepper. Now, you don't want to cut this up, because that's exactly why. You don't want it to be too hot. If you cut it up, the little chili peppers are going to be all through here, and it's going to be, woo, your mouth will be on fire. So you just put it in for a little bit of taste. Then you take those lentils that you've already boiled, you add them here, and you simmer it for another 30 minutes. Just covered for 30 minutes. And then you're done, and you serve it. Oh, you can put some of this vegetable stock in it.
Do you put that in before you add the lentils, or?
Well, you'll add the lentils, and if you don't want to use vegetable stock, you could always just save some of that water that you double boil them in, the second boil, and add that.
And does that chili pepper come out at some
The
point?
chili pepper stays in if you, forever. I mean, you could
Gets it in that
forever.
It's like the worm in the
chili
tequila.
pepper.
One of us
It's
has
like
it.
worm in the tequila. And at the end,
Maybe fries.
this is what it looks like. It smells as beautiful as it looks. And what we always did was, Shanti has already poured me a beautiful bowl over here. My mom would give us a little side of vinegar. Oh, wow. Whether it was, red vinegar or white vinegar, whatever it was, because putting vinegar in the soup like that, just a little tablespoon, always brightens it. Did she give you vinegar?
No, we didn't
It's
get it,
really
but-
lovely. Do you want to try it with the vinegar? It's nicer.
Well,
It lightens it.
Oh, you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
It's so good, Debbie.
I just want the